Young Frederick was always a busy teenager. He stayed up day and night just to make time for those who he truly cared for, helping all the lost souls who may have been seeking a path of eternal darkness. Just to get a moment of closure, Emily took great notice of this. She congratulated him on his hard work. Frederick smiled at her. Thanks again for sticking with me throughout this whole process, Emily. I really appreciate you. It's fine. It's the least I could do, Frederick. You've been working incredibly hard after all. Frederick and Emily had always been friends since the 2nd grade. They both appreciated each other's company and stuck together throughout their struggles. As they were about to head home from a long day at school, their old friend Eric approached them. Frederick always had prejudice towards him. He couldn't be bothered without knowing how much trouble he would cause. However, his appearance isn't the only tolerated, as that's what Emily would have wanted. Hey guys, you two leaving or what? Yeah, I was just about to head home. Yeah, we're really exhausted after today. Hey, I've got a really great idea. You two should come down with me and Carl. We're gonna be exploring the abandoned factory today. We want to see if the rumors are true, with the ghosts supposedly living there. Alright, we can go tomorrow or something. I really don't feel like doing anything right now. Nah, come on, Frederick. Learn to live a little, man. Besides, we're not only gonna be there for 20 minutes? Look, I really don't want to go. I'm tired and I just want to call it a day. If we go, then will you promise to stop annoying us with this whole factory journey? Depends if you both of you will be there or not. Alright, fine. Give us a minute. Eric was always obsessed with visiting a certain location. It just so happened to be an abandoned factory, which had been decaying for months. His interest had been caught when rumors started spreading around of there being haunted spirits lurking around the darkest hours of the night, just waiting for the brave or arrogant to enter those rusty doors. Frederick had no desire or interest to go. He always was against the idea of going somewhere that could potentially cause chaos. However, Emily instead that they should go. Sorry, not instead, I mean insisted. But anyway, yes, she insisted to go so they could keep Eric quiet from opening his mouth about the factory. Alright, Emily, I would love nothing more than for him to shut up about this stupid factory, but I really don't want to go. Frederick, I understand, but come on, can you at least do it for me? You're so lucky that we've been friends since we were kids. Alright, fine, but I am not staying for more than 20 minutes. Deal? Deal. Frederick had agreed to accompany his friend to the factory. Both Emily and Frederick proceeded to tell Eric that they both agreed to go. Eric was happy and excited to hear that they were willing to visit such a sketchy place. This, however, would only lead to something rather life-changing, and not good. In a good way, that is. And dear old Frederick, once the moon had started showing it was time, everyone meet up at a cornfield, which was just so happened to have the factory beside it. Frederick, Emily, Eric, and Carl were all going to explore an area that not even professionals even dare to document about. Such a risky place, but yet so intriguing. Would this journey be worth it, or would it lead to their downfall? Alright guys, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. More like the moment you've been waiting for. Don't be such a heavy downer, Frederick. We're not even gonna stay here for that long. Eric, you sure about this place? I haven't heard. I mean, everyone in this town is being strictly told not to enter this area. Don't you think the police have warned us for a reason? Oh, please, Carl. You know the law is just over-exaggerating about this place. Besides, no one knows that we're even here, unless of course one of you guys was stupid enough to tell your parents. Eric, if we really told our parents, then we wouldn't even be here right now. Well, look, I'm just saying. Besides, Carl is the one over here that's getting frightened over here. Don't even try with me, Eric. You know how strict my parents are. I mean, hey, I'm not judging. You seriously gotta grow a pair with these types of things. You cannot be serious right now, can you? Alright guys, can we just get this over done with? We came here to check out this dumb factory, not to bash on Carl. Alright, fine. My apologies, Carl. You good now? Yeah, sure. Did one of you at least bring a flashlight so we can even see the inside of this horrendous looking place? Don't worry, Carl. I have one all ready to go. Alright, good. Who leading in? Leave that all up to me, buddy. I'm the one who planned this after all. Just please, for the love of God, don't mess up anything. Oh, relax. Clearly I wouldn't have brought us here if I didn't have any experience with these things. But you never went inside an abandoned place before. Look, everyone just shut up and follow me. Eric then proceeded to lead everyone inside. Emily handed over her flashlight to him so he could get a better look at the place. Nothing seemed to be out of the ordinary, just tons of rust and dead rats. As the group were exploring the area, Carl had found something rather intriguing. An old pumpkin scarecrow. Everyone was confused why it would be inside rather than being outside with the cornfield. However, Eric didn't want to waste his time on something that looked meaningless. A couple more minutes passed and not a single paranormal activity was happening. Eric was getting frustrated. He really wanted to see something exciting, but yet nothing to keep his mind engaged. This is getting fucking hopeless. Is there seriously nothing in here? It's an abandoned factory, Eric. I literally don't know what you expected in there. Something that's intriguing at least. All we found was that stupid fucking scarecrow on the floor. You mean... is there a reason why it's in here? Maybe the farmer couldn't be bothered moving it outside. I mean, I don't blame him. That thing is kind of disturbing. I don't really care about that scarecrow. It's not even that scary. Well, that's the only entertainment we've been getting tonight. Let's go home already. Fine. Can't believe I got tricked into something stupid. Hey, I told you. Not my fault you didn't listen. Yeah, whatever. Guess we'll just head off. As the gang were about to walk out of the factory to head home, Emily noticed something odd. The scarecrow that was just on the floor looked like it had moved. She thought she was just seeing things, but moments later she found out it wasn't her mind playing tricks. The eyes started glowing purple. Emily was freaking out. The gang was confused until they looked at the scarecrow. It suddenly started moving even more. But what really set the tone was when it started speaking.
You all are not supposed to be here. May you all be damned for eternity.
Without a thought in the mind, everyone started running for the exit. However, the scarecrow wasn't done. He set the place on fire. Everything was crumbling so suddenly, but yet at a rapid pace. The group later manages to get to the exit, but one unfortunate soul was stuck. That was Frederick. His leg was caught on a heavy boulder. Emily tried to get him out, but Eric had wasted no time to dragging her away.
Eric, what the hell's wrong with you? What are you doing? We have to go. Guys, hurry. We have no time.
Emily was dragged away from Frederick, while the group was successfully in leaving the factory. Frederick has met his downfall. Neither Eric or Carl took a second to help him out. Only Emily was a brave enough soul, but sometimes even the bravest can't prevent a tragedy from happening. Emily fell to her knees. She cried in disbelief and anger. She just lost someone who meant everything to her in such a short amount of time. Eric and Carl held her up, and she was too furious. They didn't know what to do. They came to their minds and was to go home and hoped everything be slipped under the rug. However, that was not the case. Frederick woke up from a deep sleep. He was alive? He was confused how he could have survived such a dangerous event. However, something was off. He looked at his surroundings. He was not in the factory anymore. After getting a better look at the environment, he saw a sign. It said Death Cemetery. Frederick was beyond confused. He turned his back. He noticed something which terrified him. A group of people who all had their faces covered up. They all walked towards him. Frederick got a closer look at the group. They were all wearing different face accessories. One had their face bandaged up. One had a rabbit mask, which was smeared in blood, and the last member had a dead smiling face mask, which had been cracked in several areas. Frederick backed up as they got closer, but he turned around. He noticed something in the distance. The area was filling to the brim with fog, but it slowly started disappearing. There appeared to be another mysterious figure in the fog. As it approached Frederick, it seemed to be another person. However, their face was also covered up. Frederick later saw that the man was holding chains and a crowbar, as his appearance was being more and more clear. The mysterious man approached Frederick up and close. He was wearing a plain doctor outfit and looked like he had a malicious intent to perform something dangerous.
Oh, another lost soul we have here. How delightful.
I've been waiting on another one for so long. What the hell? Who are you?
Easy now, Chad. I've done nothing so far. I'm simply just coming to see who's arrived home.
What?
You heard me. I said home.
No, you need to explain to me where the hell I am, why I'm here, and who the fuck you are. If you must know very badly, my name's a corruptor.
And I can see you've met my companions over there.
The corruptor? What do you want from me? Oh, Frederick, my dearest little boy. I didn't want anything from you, but I need you here. Need me? What could you possibly need me for? And who are the fucking people? Well, my child, you are here because life has not treated you very well, and I can see a very poor soul who simply did not get to live a normal life. I know all about you. You've had a desire to help people, but yet they do is just kick you down until the entertainment is no more. You are someone who's been mistreated by society. Life really did not do you a favor one bit. But that's all in the past. What matters now is what's in the present. My fellow companions over there, they're called Lost Legions. You see, in this world, people get dragged here because they simply could not make their way in a quote-unquote heaven or hell. Every lost soul always makes their way up here, and slowly I subject something worse than death. I subject them to non-ending torture until they fully embrace their inner demon. Even if they can't be bothered to embrace it, I must simply force it out of them. You are here because I have one very uncontrollable satisfaction, making those who suffer in real life go far through much worse than in this one. Listen, I've done nothing to you. Can you please let me go back home? Like I said, this is your new home, and I'm going to welcome you into it. Wait, no, stop, get away from me. Frederick tried to run away from the corruptor, but the Legion simply grabbed him and threw him onto the floor. The corruptor proceeded to grab Frederick by the neck with his chains and took him away to his palace. The corruptor took Frederick into a torture room and chained him up there so that we wouldn't move. After Frederick was chained up, the corruptor had many methods for decreasing Frederick's sanity. He would drug him with needles, feed him organs that were passed on from previous victims, rip off his nails, stab him many times in the heart,
replaced his organs, and so much more. This went on for a whole week. Frederick had started noticing his face. Half of it was changing. He was changing. His sanity was no longer stable, and he was no longer looking like a human. Frederick sat in his chair, chained up and hurt. He didn't know what to do anymore. What could he possibly do? Every day was a repeating cycle. He would be tortured for 6 hours a day and be left to rot in the corruptor's room. Frederick took a moment to think. He remembered the exact reason why he ended up in the place. He remembered that Emily tried to help him, but meanwhile Eric and Carl didn't bother to make an attempt to help his issue. Frederick was furious, thinking about Eric and Carl. He left it. He liked it. As he blamed them, it was their fault that he is now destined to be the corruptor's slave. Frederick was tired. He tired of his mistreated. He was tired of being seen as a laughingstock, and now he's tired of the non-ending torture. He was desperate to find a way out of this death cemetery. While he's tried to exit the palace, the Lost Legion would always drag him back, and the corrupt would punish him for trying to leave a world he would be destined to be a part of. Frederick later heard a voice behind him. It was one of the members, the Lost Legion. He was confused. He never heard any of the members speak. However, this would maybe change everything in the death cemetery. Are you speaking?
Yes.
What do you want?
I sense that you were brought down here because of the forced journey.
Yeah, I was. How do you know that?
As a member of the Lost Legion, we can sense why individuals were brought here. You seem to have the intent to go back home and revenge.
Of course, I do. Why are you bringing this up?
Well, you are not alone. I have to die from the forced act. My boyfriend brought me to a party one day. Made me participate in activities I didn't want to do, such as drinking, taking drugs. I later passed out on the floor, and they thought I was exaggerating, but it only took a couple minutes to realize what they did to me.
So, I died because my friends forced me to go to a factory. You died because your boyfriend forced you to damage your body.
Sometimes people aren't the real angels who you think they are.
Why are you sharing me your story?
I'm aware of what is happening, and I'm conscious why my friends are being misguided. I want to help them, but I'm afraid I cannot do anything, not while the corruptor has my friends under his control.
Wait, if you're able to stay conscious, then why can't your friends do the same?
I'm able to resist my demon side. My appearance does not describe who I am. However, I can let the corruptor know that I am not who he thinks I am.
You mean, cannot?
Well, yeah, sorry.
So, does that mean that...
Yes, you are also able to resist your demon side.
Oh, okay. What's your name?
I'm Claire.
Okay, Claire. I want to get out of here, and I want your friends back. Am I right?
Yes, I would love my friends back.
Would have been here longer than me. Is there anything we can do to help each other?
Well, yes, there is, but it's extremely risky.
What is it?
The corruptor keeps an hourglass in his room and holds the powers to travel through the real world and the death cemetery. We can try and get the hourglass, but you and me might end up with a worse fate than what we are already going through.
An hourglass? Alright, listen. I don't really have anything to lose, so can we attempt to try and take the hourglass?
Before we go, I must ask you,
What is it?
how do I know you're not going to betray me if I get the hourglass?
Listen, Claire, I promise to help you if it means that we can both get out of this place. You and I may not know each other very well, but you can trust me. Will you help me?
If you're going to be sincere, let's do it.
Very well. Claire later proceeded to untie Frederick from his chair, and they agreed that they would help each other escape the non-ending torture they have been
tortured with for ages. On that one fateful night, Claire and Frederick quickly opened the door to the corruptor's room. He was fast asleep, but then needed to be silent, or otherwise their time would be done permanently. Claire keeps an eye on the corruptor while Frederick is searching drastically for the hourglass. The corruptor started making sudden movements, as if he was about to wake up. After a couple more seconds of searching, Frederick finally found the hourglass, but in doing so, he made the corruptor's chains fall to the ground, and he would later then wake up from his deep slumber. The corrupted woke up, and he noticed Claire. He was confused as to why she was in the room, but he later noticed Frederick was holding his hourglass.
What the hell? Give it back to me!
The corruptor grabbed his scythe and was about to stab Frederick, but Claire grabbed him. She yelled at Frederick to use the hourglass, but there was a problem. Frederick didn't know how to use it. The corruptor slammed Emily onto the corner of the wall and ran straight towards Frederick. He was about to stab him with his scythe. The hourglass started glowing. A huge blast had been fired and went through the corruptor's chest, which killed him in the process. The hourglass then proceeded to start breaking everything in the death cemetery. Frederick tried to take control of it, but he didn't know what to do. Claire was yelling at Frederick to control it with his mind. Frederick tried what he could, and he did something which would change the course of his life. He merged Death Cemetery with the real world. It was placed in an area where the public wouldn't be able to notice. Frederick and Claire ended up back home. This time, it was their real home. The rest of the Lost Legions had also been brought into the real world, but they weren't silent anymore. It's like they'd just woken up from a dream. David? Noah?
What? Wait. What? Claire?
What the hell? What just happened? Where are we? We're home. We're meant to be.
The deal was set and done. Frederick had been able to bring everyone back home, and Claire got her friends back. She ran to hug them as they hugged her back. David and Noah were delighted to see their friend. However, they noticed Frederick. They were confused. They asked who he was. Claire proceeded to tell them that the reason why they're back home. Claire went towards Frederick and proceeded to thank him, and she would help him with what he wanted to accomplish. Frederick said he only had one thing in mind, and that his vengeance. Frederick noticed the pumpkin scarecrow that was from the factory he visited. He decided if he can't be normal, then he might as well embrace the demon inside. He grabbed the scarecrow and decided to move his spirit inside of it. Frederick then strapped the hourglass to his waist, then used it to get what he wanted. There's only one thing I want, and that's to kill everyone who dared mistreat us. After I kill my sorry excuses for friends, I will provide each and every single one of you a chance to kill those who made us suffer. Will you guys help me? You kept your promise, so I'll assist you. What about you, Noah and David?
I remember everything. The bullets, the parents, everything. If this means that I get to slaughter everyone who threw me down, then I'm in.
I'll contribute as well. I want to figure out if you murdered my family. This is the only thing I received through happiness.
Very well then. Starting now, we're gonna show that what happens when the weak gets a second chance.
Oh, what's that? You thought that there was gonna be more? Oh no. This is only the beginning. The adventure will continue, but the patience is rather important. Until then, happy Halloween, folks!